are smartly designed, and shopping for them is easy and convenient. And believe me,
what's up, family?
They look great. The shopping experience is great. I can't wait for my order to arrive. And for you, right now, there's a promo code. You can get 20% off your first order when you visit macweldon.com and enter the promo code THESCORE. That's all one word, THESCORE. So that website again is macweldon.com, MacWeldon.com, and the promo code is THESCORE. Check it out. I think you're really going to like it. All right, we have one more question from Taylor. If the same technology that we have today was present back when you were robbing banks, do you think that you still would have tried to rob banks, or do you think you would have gravitated towards a different crime?
That's hard to say. I do know one thing. The moment that I chose to do bank robbery was a very particular moment. And I was in Mexico. I'd been robbed. I needed money right away. And I happened to be in Mexico, and I remembered, oh, you know what, Pancho Villa used to go to the United States and rob banks or stuff like that in post offices. So I need money right away. Maybe I should become a thief, a robber who does this. I hadn't robbed anyone before, like I'd never robbed a liquor store or anything like that. So for me to make that was a huge leap. But the reason I made it was particularly the chair that I was in Ensenada, and I had been robbed, and I have $2,000 left, and I'm like, I need money right away. So that's what came to me, the idea of the bandido going up in the United States. It was that moment,
You didn't think about, what about the dye packs? What about the...
So because I was interested in making money as fast as possible, everything in me that would have said, oh, here's why it's a bad idea, was shut down. I was not trying, because already I'm a fugitive. I'm wanted for being a criminal. I've come to Mexico to embrace my criminality. I'm like, I've left all my family. Everyone, I didn't tell them I was leaving. As far as I'm concerned, I was never going to see them again. I was dead to them. I was going to be a criminal. Now I'm given an opportunity. Let's dial this up. Let's up your game. You said you came down here to be a criminal. They've given you a chance to go and dial it up. So there was no way I was going to be like, yeah, but let me think about this, man. What are the things that are going to keep me back? How might they catch me? I don't care. I put a gun in the back of my car, stolen car from San Diego, and drive up into San Diego. Like crazy, just crazy. We're criminals precisely, one, because we're dumb, two, because we're impulsive, three, no sense of feel for posterity.
Okay, next question is from Wes. He says, hi Joe, I have a question, but first, thanks for telling your story. I appreciate your honesty and openness. I'm sure it's hard to relive your stories, especially the ones about your abusive childhood. Here's my question. Your father used fear to intimidate you and your brother. You talk about how much you hated this when you were a kid and were powerless to do anything about it. Your brother talks about how much he hated it too, and yet you used fear to intimidate bank tellers when you became a bank robber. If you knew how horrible it felt when fear was used on you, how could you justify using it on someone else?
That's a good question. The thing is, I think you're confused. I never justify using it on anyone else. I don't justify it. I don't think I justified it at the time. I didn't say, I'm going to do this to people because it was done to me. I did something where I justified being a criminal who moved in the world because I didn't give a shit about morality anyway, because society sucked. They didn't protect me. So I was angry at society in general, and I didn't care about the rules that society put on people. Because I was rageful, I just felt like, fuck you, nobody protected me. The world's absurd. There's no such thing as a God. If there was, maybe he would have stepped in. He didn't. I don't believe in God. That means I don't believe in your God. I don't believe in your system of laws. I don't believe in your system of rules. Fuck you. So anybody who's in my way, you're just all knuckleheads. Get out of the way. I don't think I was like, well, you know what? I didn't like it, but I like hurting people, so I'm going to go do that. We do end up behaving exactly the way things were modeled to us. That's just basic how we are. That's called socialization. I was socialized to be a petty man who, when my ego was threatened by other people, I would use violence to subdue them and intimidation to subdue them. That was what was modeled to me as a human being. I was socialized that way. So when I grew up and I got angry because people were telling me they were in my way, they were trying to thwart me, my ego would be offended and I would behave that way. Me acknowledging that that's a pattern and that's something that humans do is not justifying that what I was doing was right. Acting because I was so desperate, angry, full of rage. There's no logic to that. There's no rationalizing that. So, yeah, I did what I did, and I can see that that's what I did.
Right. It wasn't even a question. You were just kind of reacting.
I was just reacting. I can see that now. And now I don't justify it at all, obviously. Not at all. You know, it's just actually one of the sadnesses of people who are abused is they grow up and abuse other people.
Right.
It's just one of the tragedies of life. One of the reasons we're so fucked up is all the people who have been traumatized and they just grow up and nobody tells them how to do it. And the best they can tell them is, oh, just pray it away to God. It's fine. It's good. You're good. Keep going. And they never really deal with it. So there's that.
Okay, somewhat related question from Martina in Los Angeles. Joe, have you ever been overcome by rage unexpectedly? And if so, what does that look like? Or have you always been able to consciously access and direct it the way you describe in the podcast? Would you say that this sets you apart from your father, who seems to have been much more impulsive with his anger and unable to fully control it?
Just because I now talk about what was going on at the time, I had no clue what was going on at the time. Just a lot of this is in retrospect. I was able to figure stuff out. When I got out of prison, there was a couple of times where I exploded early on. And I felt like my rage went from, because when I came out, I had been meditating. I had done so much work on myself and trying to understand what triggered me and everything. So I was like became passion. I was like a Buddhist. I was really trying to do the right thing, be honorable. And I didn't want to get angry ever again. I didn't want to have any aggression ever again. And 2 times I blew up. I mean, I said things and immediately was like, oh, why are you saying this? Why are we doing this? But the good thing was very instantly I knew that's not who I want to be. That's not what I want to do. When I get angry like this in the past, it meant that I was feeling insecure, wounded. I'm not angry. I'm feeling wounded. I'm feeling hurt.
So this is going straight into her follow-up, her second question, which is, now that you've changed your life, can you still access that rage, which apparently was a vital part of your identity and power, and channel it into something productive? Or is it completely gone, and do you miss it?
You don't ever lose the rage. The rage is identified. I have identified my rage and tied it to wound. I have a lot of wounds from early on, and those would always activate my rage. If I felt tender, the rage would come to protect me, kind of, right? And it would raise up. Don't worry, you don't have to be helpless, little fellow. We got you, kind of thing. Well, I don't feel helpless anymore in many ways at all. There are some wounds that are tender, and some of them surprise me. I did get insecure twice with these 2 men when I was early out of prison, and I roared at them, and they just shut down. And I was like, oh shit, I don't want to be that guy anymore. My whole thing is don't let anyone organize their life around my moods at all. And so I did, and I felt terrible. And 5 minutes later, I apologized. So it was pretty quickly I was able to recognize that. But when I've started getting angry out here sometimes, what I find is very helpful is to say, oh, you petty little voice, you're just wounded. So why don't we create a character? I always have these characters that these 2 guys always talk. There's Pretty Rudy and there's Jethro Johnny. I have dialogue after dialogue after dialogue of these guys. Pretty Rudy and Jethro Johnny are the conversation in my head with this stupid voice that wants to say all sorts of obnoxious shit to people. And that's Jethro Johnny. And Pretty Rudy is my voice saying, you're a fucking idiot. Shut the fuck up. It's these 2 ex-cons in my head, right? And so Pretty Rudy's older, more mature. He's already felt all the things that young Jethro Johnny angry feels. And so I can create stories with this rage that I have at somebody, something, and Jethro Johnny could verbalize it. And so I get all the energy out of me. I get to express it, but I don't have to direct it at somebody I'm angry with on the streets or somebody I've had an argument with, some executive at Disney or whatever. I don't have to argue with them. Whatever I'm feeling in my head, whatever I'm agitated by, it goes straight into the dialogue, and it makes it crackle because it's so raw, visceral, and it's tempered by this other guy. So it's really cool. It goes into my writing, and it really creates these dialogues where there's this tension, there's this aggression, and I get to have fun with it on the page. And then nobody gets hurt in the process of me being able to express it, and I get to channel it into my art that way. So there's that.
Is it harder being a writer than it is being a bank robber?
The first time I ever got paid for writing was that first bank robbery note. So I can't, that was cool. But it's true that I am, man, that's a great question. It is much harder to be a writer than it is to be a bank robber. Because in a bank robber, you can be as indiscriminate with your rage as you want. I can go in there and I see somebody and I'm just like throw it at you. Like dark magic raging at you and make you like animate you to run to the vault and give me my money and give it to me and I run out. It's instant. It's compact violence. Boom, in and out. Writing, I have to sit there and I got to be traumatized by it and I got to like dread coming back and then I got to read it. It's so stupid. First draft, second draft. I hate myself. Oh, nobody wants to read it. All the anguish and all this. It's terrible. And even if you're a good writer, you still have to do first and second drafts and that. So you're going a hard, long way into thinking, I got to focus, sharpen, focus, sharpen. It's so much easier to just be like brutish, which is why most people are brutish on the planet. It's much more challenging to try to become a supple person.
Okay, and we'll be right back with a few more questions.
My writing process, listening to Joe, Bank Robber Diaries. My writing process is really simple. I shoot from the hip. I'm immersed into the story, and I don't have first, second, third drafts. I just write it. It's done. There's an editing process, which is kind of like overlooking it and fixing certain things, but usually I write it for completion. I write it as if this is it. I'm here, this is going to be finished when I'm done, and, boom. So, that's me, man. So, I'm getting the truck washed, stop into Walmart, pick up some chicken. We ran out of chicken. Go figure, man. Chicken is our biggest selling item, and we ran out last night. Like, we did amazing numbers, but still, oh my God, it was just so taxing a day. Definitely taxing. There's this dude here at the car wash. I tell him, yo, man, you need to get you a singing career because you got the whole look. No, he's not here now. But so writing. I can't wait to get back into my writing. I'm doing a lot of watching. Different productions on TV and the entertainment industry as a whole. And I know that I'm part of that industry, but I also know that I'm way more engaged in life than just entertainment. I'll put it that way. Way more engaged in life than just entertainment. What a beautiful day to be alive, though. I will say that. I woke at random. When I get on my phone, when I get in the car, my phone will feed my sound system. And today, Dance Music, Sex, Romance came on. So that was like, wow. I mean, one of my all-time favorite Prince songs. Not necessarily the most favorite. I mean, I like Scandalous. I like Pop Life. I like, You Need Another Lover. There's some real powerful Prince songs. I mean, there's no way to say that this is the one. Purple Rain is the one, There's no way to say that, So, put it in neutral. Yeah. It's kind of cold out here for a car wash. I wasn't thinking about it, but wasn't thinking about it, but I'll be all right. I'll be all right. So yeah, man, one day I got to get into my favorite Prince songs, talk about my favorite Prince songs. Life's been good to me so far. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So shopping today. I got the Alfredo haul handled. So I'm gonna vacuum my vacuum my front carpet here, cause it busy life, you know. And man, busy life. Stopped over this Walmart. Oh, boy, it's cold out here. Glad I got that out the way. They charge you every month to get the car wash, unlimited car washes, but you know, if you don't get down here, you're not really making the most of your money. It's like $40, I think, a month, unlimited. And now that makes sense for me because I could switch the stickers on the different cars, and ultimately, if I need to get washes, you know what I mean? That makes sense for me. But ultimately, I think it's just the convenience. Oh, man. So I guess it's still the holidays, and people are looking forward to Zooming on New Year's. That's how you doing it. We all doing New Year's through a live stream, right? I'm not. I plan on working. What the hell? Why is mine? Oh well, I'll have to check that one. I plan on working New Year's Eve and New Year's Day. All right, man. I'm gonna get this chicken. Get this chicken, get this brock, get this lasagna, get these things going on. My rap game is strong. My money game long. I mean, if you dig into anything with purpose, you can really master that thing. Like, I could have been a rapper, but I didn't dig into it. I could have been a skydiver or a, deep sea diver. I could have been a shoemaker. I could have worked with horses. Could have done so many things. But I decided to master what it is that I master. I decided to get into writing. So that's where I'm at with it. But if you master it, you can become the best at it and respected and well known. And you have to use the right choices of what you gonna master, what you gonna do with your life, Something I have to do before I run into Wally Mart. Can't remember. Anyway, so New Year's, I don't know. I'm not doing really anything for New Year's. I'm gonna be chilling, working. That's all I know right now. That's the only life. And I'm telling you, as much as I'd love to have a partner, a female in my space, it's not necessary. I'm good. Because if it's not the right fit, you must have quit. No, but if it's not the right fit, all it's gonna be is complications, and it's gonna complicate my peace. And peace is underestimated. Peace is overlooked and unrespected. Peace of mind is everything. When I woke up this morning, it just felt good. I didn't have to roll over onto someone and give kisses and talk shit, pillow talk. I could just wake up when I want to, get into my exercises. I have to worry about my breath. I can get to that when I get to it. And then when I finally got into the bathroom, it was just like me. I like that. I like the independence of just me. I think every now and then you get an itch that you want to scratch. But other than that, the women in my life, man, they've been so amazing. For the most part, it's that 1% that was the fuckery, but there was 99% that were pretty amazing. Pretty amazing. So I want to write something today about one experience that I had with a woman, and I'm gonna enjoy that because that's where my head is at. It's in my head space, and it's not necessarily because I'm missing it. It's because of the memories that it's given me. Man, you guys have given me such great memories, thrills, and memories. And it was cooperative. So it wasn't like I took advantage of you or anything like that. It was, you're willing and able, and me willing and able to receive. It was amazing. So I want to write this one piece just to get it off of my shoulders, because it's been on my head for a minute. How this woman was so phenomenal during the time that we were together, and I want to do films from them. So the one film that I kind of did off the top of my head, suddenly, how that Central Park encounter right after the Christmas tree lighting. I want to do more of those. So I want to actually attach a song to each one and hire an actress for each one. So that's where I'm at right now. This next one is just going to be another, and if I can get 2 done on this one day, I will do it. But this is where I'm at right now. I'm definitely in filmmaking mode and storytelling mode, and so stay tuned. All right, y'all have a great day. God bless. I'm heading into Walmart, handle this business, and business as usual.